there, this is Frontier opening bells on this 2nd of August 2021. And of course, it's the start of a new trading week in the month of August. My guest on the show this morning is Onyeka Ejima. He's a senior research analyst with Aventiva Capital Management. Thank you so much for coming on, Onyeka. All right, a snapshot of some African stock markets that we captured here shows right that it was only the Egyptian exchange that closed on the greens with a 63 base points. That was on the last trading day on Sunday over there in Egypt. And then the other markets that we captured here on Frontier Opening Bells closed on the red sides. We have the Nigerian exchange having 30 base points. Then BRVM had 29 base points as it's Friday, which was the last trading day over there. And the Nairobi Securities Exchange, NSE there, having 82 base points on the downwards trend. We also have here the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, also ending on the reds with an 83 base points. We'll move on to some story items from the eastern parts of Africa, the eastern markets. The Eastern African markets are shown that the United States firms are freezing investment plans in Kenya over their trade deal uncertainties in that countries. Also, we have Home Africa having a 62% drop in net loss to 340.3 million Kenyan shillings as of the year 2020. We're talking about the Central Bank of Kenya, NPL, is dropping by 25.9 billion Kenyan shillings to 418.3 Kenyan shillings in about 4 months. EIBL's 2021 financial year is showing that pre-tax profit went up by 2% to 10.86 billion Kenyan shillings. The Bank of Tanzania has made loan access easy after ID card review. That's all from the East African markets. I'll move on right now to the West African and the Nigerian markets, where ASEA procures software for new cross-border trading platform. That's really a huge one. It's a good one for the African continent, for stock markets on the African continent. That's really a good one. We have the RAC Unity suspending. RAC Unity is being suspended as the wind-up process starts. That's all coming also from the Nigerian exchange. Pre-tax profit went up by 142.7%, with interim dividend staying at 2.5%. That's coming from Seplat. Also, MTN's PAT went up 54.01% to 215.12 billion as subscribers reduced. Also, FMDQ's for financial year report has shown that 82 securities were admitted, and this totaled 2.07 trillion naira. That's huge. Also, in Cameroon, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) is okaying $389.9 million to fight coronavirus disease in that country. We'll have our analyst now, Onyeka, having us now coming on to share his thoughts. Onyeka, so what do you make of some of these headlines?
Okay, thank you very much, Faith, and I hope you had a great weekend too. We have a number of very interesting stories here. I'd like to touch on a couple of them. First off, on the Asia procuring the AALP software to improve cross-border trading, across African countries. This is something that has been in the works for a while. We know that ASEA basically opened up the bidding process to a lot of IT firms across the world to help set up this platform. And the AELP platform is expected to come on stream very soon. It's supposed to facilitate trading between the NGX, which is the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the BRVM, the Stock Exchange of Mauritius, the EGX, the Casablanca Stock Exchange, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, and the Nairobi Stock Exchange, which are seven of the largest, trading platforms in Africa, and stock exchanges in Africa. We know that individually, African stock exchanges are not, very deep, and they're not as sophisticated because most of them tend to focus on one aspect of the economy and all. And we actually believe that the integration through these cross-border trading platforms is going to be very, very positive for to deepen trade, to help improve diversity of choice for investors, and diversity of investment options. And beyond that, the launch of the AFCFTA just makes this a lot more interesting because we are expecting to see a more integrated African economy, um, and so this just this cross-border trading platform just sort of makes sense in the scheme of things. Um, we also saw stories of Rack Unity being suspended from trading. But yeah, this was always going to happen, especially because we've seen that Rack Unity has not been performing very well for a number of years now, and the board met together with shareholders, and they finally decided to wind up the firm. Um, and this was largely just a formality and legal procedure because the firm had actually stopped trading since the start of the year. Q1 21 results came out, and we saw that um, there was nothing on the revenue line because they were not trading. There was nothing on the cost of sales line, largely because they were not trading at all. And the only expense line was administrative expenses, largely to support the winding up process. So this was largely just a formality. In terms of the earnings that we've seen from Seplat and MTN, very interesting. Seplat specifically had very, very interesting results. We saw we saw um, earnings from their oil business, jump revenue from their oil business jump significantly, largely because average realized oil prices went up by 80% year on year. We all recall that last year was a very challenging year for the energy sector. Especially because of the impact of the pandemic and the issues, and the attendant effect on oil prices. This year, as economies have started to reopen and manufacturing has gradually continued to rise up, we've seen average realized oil prices go up. It hit about $64.69 dollars per barrel for Seplat in the 6 months to June 2021, which was much higher than the 35 dollars 94 cents it was in the 6 months to June 2020. Um, Average realized gas prices were largely stable, and so we saw gross profit actually jump by over 100% year on year, and everything trickled down to an operating profit. Um, Everything trickled down to an operating profit, which was almost triple that of what it was last year. MTN also released their results. A few interesting things to note. The operating environment was not as positive for MTN in 2021. However, they managed to release very strong results and even declared a higher dividend year on year, higher interim dividend year on year. Basically, the regulatory restrictions on SIM card registrations and activations drove mobile subscribers down by almost 8 million to about 69 million subscribers for MTN. And data users declined by about 52,000. I think it was active data users that declined by about 52,000 to about 33 million. However, that did not significantly impact their top line, as top line still grew by 31% year on year in Q2, taking their H1 top line up by 24% year on year. Data Data revenue continues to be the key driver of absolute revenue growth for MTN Nigeria, um, growing by about 53% year on year, growing by about 53% year on year to about 123 billion in Q2, and about 49 49% year on year to about 228 billion in H1. Overall, through decent cost management, the higher revenues, EBITDA margin was up by just over 1 percentage point to 53%, and PAT was up by 50% year on year to 141 um, 141 billion naira. So we did see really strong results across the energy space. We saw strong results across um, the energy space, strong results across the telco space. We even saw strong results across the cement producers and the food producers. Overall, a much improved performances generally across board in the Nigerian equity market.
Okay, yeah. Thank you there, Onyeka. We'll move on to Southern Africa, to headline stories coming from the Southern African markets, where ESCOM has laid out $10 billion funding plan to kick out coal. Yeah, still in Southern Africa, Transnet is lifting force majeure at terminals after cyber attack. Nedbank has listed 125 million rands as uh, unsubscribed green bond on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Zimbabwe's diaspora remittances forecast is set to hit $1.3 billion. Also, the TLOU Energy, good progress. They are recording good progress on the SEDI Power Project talks. All of that from the South African markets. And yet, we'll move away from the Southern African markets up to see what's happening in the Northern African markets, where EBRD is to grant Egypt 25 million euro loan for the first dry port project. That's the European Bank for Rehabilitation and Development. Also, Raya Holding is planning 800 million Egyptian pounds investment in the year 2021. Alexandra Flour Mills is reporting 118% rise in profits for the 2020 and 2021 financial year. Still in North Africa, we have Morocco CMA recording green lights for BCP to raise share capital. Also, Tunisia president is urging regulators to cut banks' interest rates. We're hoping to see what happens there, how this country, how the banks over there in Tunisia are reacting to what the president is asking of them to do. Of course, if they take in the president's request, everybody will feel that that will make life better for residents of that country. All right, that will be it. That will be all this morning from on Frontier Opening Bells. Thank you so much for watching. I am Faith Agetuya. Bye for now.